Good day, gentlemen and ladies. As promised, we are the 6th of November. We already had some snow this week. It's all melted, pretty much all melted. So, as promised, I'm going to do the oil change of my tractor. The reason I'm not doing everything at once, first of all, is this afternoon I'm going to help my neighbor Gaeta. He needs help for installing and removing and installing his winter tires. And so yeah, I'd rather help him. He's a very busy man with a family, father with two young girls, and the mom is working also. So I'm gonna help them. I'm gonna help him. All right. So step number one, before changing oil, any engine, type of engine like gas or diesel, you need to warm up the engine first. So what I will do is just gonna start the tractor slowly, and I'm gonna put it outside, let it running. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm gonna use my front bucket and also my rear outrigger to lift the tractor up. I'm gonna put my safety block also. Alright, so basically never rely on your hydraulic system to keep the tractor up. Always put safety jack stand. So in case of a simple hydraulic oil hose leak or something else in the system and the hydraulic system will fail, at least you have your four safety stand will keep the tractor up, and you will still be safe and be sleeping well tonight. All right, close my door, start to get warm. And by the way, my garage, I just want to show you that I get electric thermostat there, and there's two electric baseboard on each side of the garage. I think you can see it from there. Basically, it's the same way that my garage was heated in Shefford. All right, so without further ado, that's a tough one to say. All right, so let's do that. All right, cheers. All right, so for the oil I'm gonna use, it's gonna be the Rotella T6. This time it's gonna be 0W40. Usually during the summer for the spring oil change, I go with 5 W40 minus 40. But it's this time, because the winter is harsh, colder, whatever you call it, it's freezing. So I'm going to use the 0W40. And you never go wrong with the Rotella T6. It's an outstanding oil to me, in my book, in my personal small life experience. It's the best. But I've got many other mechanicians. My stepfather, that's what they use. And I mean, I really like it. All right, so let's do that. Since the tractor is all jacked up and it's all safety by jack stand, what I do a look around under. I look everywhere. Like for the hydraulic oil filter here, it's the like the blue color there. I look for all the attachment. Everything is nice and well dry, grease, oiled. And there's no leaf. There's a fan under, like most of the subcompact tractor have. So I clean the fan blades. It's plastic, but it's to have a better performance. And I do a nice visual check, and I encourage you to do the same. All right. So now I'm gonna get the wrench. I'm just gonna move the camera toward the job, and I think, damn it, I don't have my glasses, but just hold on, I'm gonna reactivate the screen. So everything is well marked. It's the right nut there, so I'm gonna remove it. All right? Yes. All right. So it is a 14 millimeter. So, all right. There we go. All right, since the oil is dropping, now I'm gonna get my chain and start to put the chains on the tractor. All right, see you later. Cheers. All right, that's a heavy bag. This is the type of chain, ice snow chain I'm using on my tractor. It's made by Tyres. All right, and it comes with this bag. All right, and the next bag. Okay, that must be the front wheel. Again, the rear wheel, it's more heavy. It's Trig. All right, it's still made by Triggs. And I mean, I'm really happy with them. Yes, they must be the most expensive set ever for this type of tractor, for the size of wheel. But if I had to buy it again, definitely, especially in Shefford where my main entrance was very steep angle, so I really like it. So the only thing I do when I remove them, I don't wash them, I just brush them and then I oil them in springtime. So during the summer, the oil will blow the bad thing out of the steel, it will protect it. So I'm gonna open the bag to drop the rear wheel chain on the ground. So this is the rear one, and it's a nice string attachment also. Oh boy, I don't know if you can see that. All right, maybe now you can see it. And that's the front one. All right, and as you can witness, I use WD-40 oil. Sometimes I use SAE 30 oil. This time I only use WD-40 oil just to dry out, and it's all evaporated, but it is it's normal because of the heat they have in the garage and also the transport and everything. So and also the bags start to get oily. So all right, so just my point of view. Let's start to install them. All right. If you have any type of question about how to put the chain, I'm gonna put the video description, because I think I have 2 or 3 video of me putting the chain on the on my tractor, and also my first ever time that Joe invite me into his channel, From Steel to Wood, with Joe Lesage, my good friend, best friend Joe. Hello. That's what we're doing, and it's very detailed video. So I invite you to go see it again if you're interested to know how to put chains on tractor. Basically, the first thing you have to do is obviously take the right chain in front of the right wheel, then deflate. I say again, warning, deflate the tower. because the tire will take less space. Then you put the chain, you tie it up, you do your things, lock wire, everything, and or use a combination of lock wire or tie wraps. Then when the chain is very well tight, then you inflate it. I don't use ever like elastic in the middle of the wheel like a tender. The reason for is after a couple of years they go dry, and it's safer to have like a very tight chain on the tire. All right. You just asking me why. Don't be shy to ask me why. I will tell you the reason. But let's say it was a close call of because those things can very like a slingshot, and I was about 1 foot from that slingshot effect. All right, working in the forest. All right, cheers. Just a note, I forget to tell you about the when I did the 3-year review of my tractor, is those tires are made by Carlisle's, and they're made in United States, and they're a great tire. All right, so let's go back to my for the setup of the chain. Now I deflate completely the tire. I put the chain on. I safety lock wire. I safety the lock wire with just a copper wire like this. I tie it up, and also I put tie wrap for the hoop here. On the other side, I did the same. And on the other side, for the attachment, it's only a chain just to hook it like this. So it's very strong. And I just finished to reflate it. Like, I mean, the chains are like twing, twing, twing. It's are very, very tight. So I'm gonna do the 4 like this. The big difference this year is last year I was not too confident to pre-cut them, but after 2 years in a row, I cut them last year and it went like a charm. It only took me about 10 minutes to install them. All right, so I'm gonna install all of them, and the oil is still dropping, so let's do the other one. All right, cheers. All right, after an hour of installing the 4 set of chain, no, the 4 set of chain on the tractor, now the oil is finished to drop. I'm gonna tie up the screw for the drip pan, oil pan, engine oil pan, and then I'm gonna remove the oil filter. So let's proceed for that. All right, cheers. Well, there's many videos than you see guys installing an oil plug, so I don't think you really need to look at me doing that. The bolt on that, it's a copper washer, and it's doing really fine. Okay, I'm gonna use my tube, little persuader. Just make sure it's within the 20-inch. There we go. Myself torque wrench. All right. So let's go on the other side to remove the oil filter. All right. Yeah. All right. So obviously I cannot start the engine because there's no oil. And so I'm gonna fill it up from the top. So I'm gonna open the hood first. One thing I have to say is when the felt is not fully down or the bucket is tilted, be careful because the top of the hood will hit the felt here where I'm pointing at. So I'm using my gloves as a bumper. All right, so it doesn't damage the hood. There's one guy who's selling eMax, and you can see right away, bang, he bent the hood. He was sad. All right, so the oil filter is right here. Now I'm gonna try to remove it by hand. Let's see if it works. Forget about it. I'll be back with a tool. I tried to remove by hand, but my good neighbor Gaetan, which is there, is with his left arm. He's riding from the right hand. He just removed like he's a Superman. Like, it's kind of bad. Shame on me, jeez. So I gotta start to do push-up in the morning. All right.
Des bons ouais.
Yes. All right, gentlemen. So this is the oil filter for the engine. This one is given by the dealer, Mahindra dealer. It's a fleet guard, and of course I'm gonna lubricate it, the O-ring. And like I was saying to Gaetan, I'm gonna buy the proper wrench. I don't write up the date because I always do 2 oil change per year, one in spring and one at fall. This spring, however, I didn't do it because the tractor didn't run for 3 months. 3 months, so it was not a good point. And I always do and tight. There we go. All right, so let's fill up with oil. I don't know if you can see, but there's 2 places you can fill up the oil from the engine. One is at the top, and one is right on the side here. I always put a little bit on the side, and then I finish by the top. But for the ease of putting the oil, because the funnel, you cannot see it, I do remove that top here. So what I do is I just lose the clamp here. This is the for the air entrance of the for the diesel. And by the way, I'm gonna clean the oil filter after, right? So just gonna put it like this. So I'm just gonna remove that. So the oil is right there. You see the hole there I'm pointing at? So you put the funnel like this, and by removing that tube, the tube is right on the way. So you just remove it, and that way you have plenty of space to put the oil. All right. All right. So I'm about half. So I will cap everything. I'm gonna start the tractor, but before doing that, I'm gonna clean the oil filter. The air filter. Well, let's say that the screwdriver is quite oily right now, so I'm okay to start the engine, you know what I mean? It just fell on the oil pan, so so you are gonna witness is it's right in the oil pan. I'm gonna let it all drip the oil out of it. Alright, so I get the air filter. So what I will do is just remove the front. Put it there for now. And I changed the air filter in the springtime, so this one is really clean. But like the main housing and everything, I'm gonna do a little cleanup. No air pressure needed, just a good rag. All right, so I put back the air filter element. Everything is nice and clean. So I'm gonna start the tractor just to lift the tractor, and that way I will be able to remove the jack stand and then drop it, and then I'm gonna fit it the right way. All right, so stay along. Then. So now I know the tractor is even, so I'm gonna take the oil level, check the oil level. Alright, I'm about 116 under the line, so which is very fine for me. I will check it out in about 2 hours of work, and that should be it. Alright, so now for a quick wrap up, I put the chain for the oil, of course. Don't forget to put all your oil cap back in. So that was the oil change quick way, Dave way of how to, and thanks for my neighbor Gaetan helping me to remove the oil filter. But so today, oil filter, I cleaned the air filter also. And now next week, I will change the complete hydraulic flush out of the tractor. So that's why I won't do the hydraulic today, because I'm gonna help my neighbor Gaetan to install his tires and everything. So, alright, gentlemen and ladies, we just finished the tire change and the oil change of my neighbor Gaetan. He's got an older version of a Toyota Corolla. And as you can see, something happened. And I did the same flush out. You remember when I started the engine without oil and there's poof. You should see the sludge coming out of there. It was like, my goodness. Yeah, about twice the amount I used to have. Like mine is about half a cup. His was a full half cup. And yeah, and more. And yeah, that was something. So now one thing I forget to mention is, yes, I've got the chain of the tractor and I don't have too much of a gap from the top of the ropes to there. So I'm gonna put it in and you all witness how things. Seriously, I'm about 1/32 of an inches of touch in it. That handle I don't need it, so I'm gonna slightly push it in later on. All right, on that, please take care of yourself. Cheers.